Hello everybody and welcome to another Kev Play. This is Kevin and we are on part 5 of Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. Last time we did some house cleaning in the Lost City? I think it's Lost Ruins. And got some trophies in Glacier Park. I figure next race is Tiny Arena. I figured get Tiny in on this, put him in his Roman armor that he, or you know, the garb he had during Crash Warped when we fought Crash in Rome. I also have I forgot what they called it. I think it's like the nuke. Is that what I'm driving? But yeah, I got this, and I have the Italian flag because this is our Roman getup from back when we were in Rome in this costume. But I don't know why I'm stuck in this area. Okay, there we are. So we're going to Tiny Arena. This level, where is it? I think I passed it. Is it not over here? It's supposed to be in the igloo. Oh, I think I'm all turned around. Yeah, so this level, I kind of always dreaded it as a kid because it kind of gets long, but I've come to like it a lot more as time goes on. Even though it's been like, you know, over 20 years now. Where is this level? Where's my map? Oh, that's why I'm so thrown off. There's no igloo anymore. It's just this like cut into the ice thing that's going on. I was like so confused. I was like, what happened to the landmark I'm so used to seeing? Alright, Tiny Arena. How's everyone doing? It's been a week since we've been you know, all fastened in our carts, but I'm glad to return, and yeah, not much going on in terms of Crash news, from what I can tell. I mentioned the 100+ levels for the new game. Yeah, it's pretty silent because, I mean, the Grand Prix are over for CTR. There's been really no reason to return, especially since I have everything. Look how beautiful this is. It's so much more livelier. I feel like, oh my god, it's like we're in a stadium. I love it. We always were in a stadium, but it's like you really feel it here. You feel like you're like in a demolition derby. Wow. That was pure. Pure is apparently in his Mad Max robot suit. Yeah, I find this level fun. And I find whenever I play online, I usually do... I at least always place on the podium against other online players, like almost always. And if anything, I probably come in first. My experience. Not that I'm that great, but I think a lot of people get they get put through the ringer when they go through this level because it is a little long. It's not based on any of the blue fire really. It's more about hitting those the ramps, or like the, you know, the hills just right. It's a very bumpy course. Obviously you want to keep your power slide, your power boosting going, but I think mostly it's about making sure that you're hitting these ramps correctly. And definitely air brakes. There's a lot of moments, especially in the 90-degree turns, you definitely want to get your air brake going, which is essentially using the brake while you're in the air to kind of like cut across, but I love how there's like references to all the, like, there's actually like, advertisements for like all the tracks we play in this game, or at least in the adventure mode. Like, I feel like I'm at a Kiss concert. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What did I hit? Was something in the air? I thought, for some reason... I was like, is Pure, like, right behind me or something? I don't think I'm doing that good. Let's see. Last lap. Oh, I'm actually doing fine, actually. I was concentrating on my power sliding. I couldn't really look at the map, but yeah, I'm good. I definitely made sure to pick the most dangerous cart for this one. Just feels like something Tiny would love to race in. And it kind of fits that theme of like the Roman kind of like warrior or Spartan. Alright. I think now we're going up against the boss. This is, by the way, my favorite boss fight coming up. Not boss fight, but boss introduction and boss exit. I love what Beanox did with... Because... what's his name? Komodo Joe, he was very much like a one-time character in Crash 2, non-speaking role. But in the Naughty Dog version, they make him so interesting, just as a one-time boss character for CTR with a speaking role. Very menacing, very cool. I feel like Beanox really helped, going back to the whole thing of making cutscenes with more going on other than just the dialogue of like the characters sitting in their cart talking to you. There's actually something, you'll see, something I really appreciate with how they did it. I am not the best at Ring Rally. I'm good at it, but like I can get it to where it's like those really small blue rings, but I was never able to do the challenges they offered in for like Wumpa coins and stuff like that, like the pro challenges. My man. All right.
So, you've beaten all the other racers on these tracks. Well, now you'll see why I'm the most feared driver on this circuit. I'll earn the right to face Oxide by crushing you into brake dust. Let's race.
Alright. You know what? I'm gonna go into this boss race with not Joe, but Mo. Make it interesting. And Mo is, by the way, also in Crash 2. He was never brought back again until now. I don't think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I never saw him any of the other feature Crash games. Certainly none of the Naughty Dog games, but maybe there was a reference to him in like the later, like the like the post Naughty Dog games, but not that I'm aware of. But I'm so happy that he's like as a Naughty Dog character that was missing. I'm glad he's included. This is the part of the game, though, with even in the Naughty Dog version, where with the dialogue of Komodo Joe before and afterwards, where it really did feel like you were in a single-player campaign, where the way he talks to you, it really feels like there's a sense of urgency and direness in like the Crash universe because of what Oxide is doing, and like all these characters are getting together trying to get the best racer to face him. And it's what Joe says at the end that really it feels actually like a story moment where it's like maybe I shouldn't be so quick to be like quick and confident to think that I'm the guy that should be doing this. That I'm the guy that should be racing Oxide when the whole the entire Earth is at stake or world. There you go. I think this is the only game where Komodo Mo actually talks. His little dialogue moments that he has when he's racing. Oh, I missed my thing.
Here you go.
I mean, Joe's not doing too good back there. Maybe he's hitting my beakers. Yeah, he's definitely getting hurt. Oh my god. And this is why I said I like Joe's cutscenes, but I'm not a big fan of this track. Obviously, I'm not a a lot of people give it a bad rap though. I think it's a little bit better than people make it out to be, but it's not my favorite track. But it's also not that hard of a race, especially on hard. We're playing on hard mode, by the way. And I'm talking too soon though, because now he's catching up. There we go.
Surrender to the Komodo brothers.
I wonder if Komodo Joe is like jealous of Komodo Mo as like a kind of like a sibling rivalry. By the way, I always make sure to, like, I had my Sacred Fire or my boost going towards the end. I wanted to use that shortcut against the gravel that will slow you down, which is why I was hopping across it, because it maintains your boost. Like it's like science. Like the less friction you're going to be adding driving across, the more you'll maintain your momentum. So.
You're not so slow after all. Surprised me, you did. Here's a key for the win. Still, I think you're not fast enough to outrace Oxide. We're going to lose our planet, and it'll be all your fault.
like he made he, I love how Naughty Dog, because Naughty Dog, wrote this dialogue. I like how they make you actually in a kart racer. You're playing a kart racer, and you're feeling a sense of like doubt and regret now because even though you beat him, he has this little extra sting at you, like where it's like, I don't think it's wise for you to just be wiping the floor with all of us because maybe we'll bring something to the table that you're not exactly bringing. Even if you are faster at this specific track or whatever, like it makes you think. Like, I just remember as a kid, I was always like, maybe I shouldn't be like proceeding. Maybe I should let these bosses win or like these other characters win. Especially since in adventure mode, you were only playing as one character. It was whoever you picked. So you felt a sense of maybe I should have picked another character. Maybe I should have. It's like it's a nice little manipulation of the player's confidence, I'd say. Okay, I'm not gonna go anywhere yet. I have to do some house cleaning. Yeah, a lot of house cleaning. Okay. Okay, what we got here? Alright, Polar Pass. I guess we can get Polar back in? I used his winter one last time. You know what, let's do this one, because it's kind of... I mean, it's a Viking. It's not exactly Roman, but it's close. I'll do the CTR. A nice winter track on a hot summer day. I forget exactly where the tokens are, the CTR tokens, but I'll figure it out. Loading was definitely quicker in PS1 version. Obviously, they were loading less, less data, but it's a novelty that I miss because that game is still a great game. It's not like you need all this high fidelity graphics and frame rates to qualify as a great game, but it's worth it. It's definitely not as bad as Wrath of Cortex, I don't think. For the PS2. I heard the GameCube version of Wrath of Cortex is actually very fast, or the Xbox version was very fast. Ah, I messed that up. Shouldn't have used my speed. I love how they have like a little DJ session going on if you miss the shortcut for the wall there. Like if you go around, they actually like compensate by making it like a nice little like, I don't know, like a nice little like detail to like make you feel a little bit better that you're that you messed it up. Yeah, the seals get me way more often in this version of CTR, which I've mentioned before. Let's try to avoid them this time. There we go. I also want to try to get my blue fire to work better this time, because I haven't really worked it the way I wanted it to, and that kind of screwed me up. Hold on. Oh, that screwed me up. The missiles. Alright, this last lap... Oh, well, it doesn't matter because... It won't matter because I won't be able to actually do a whole lap with it. Maybe in the relic race I'll try. Oh, God. I'm finding that the boost meter, the new one for Crash Nitro-Fueled, is actually my favorite boost meter. Like, you would think that I would want the original one, which looks like this. Not this one, I usually use this one in CTR. In the original. Jesus. Alright, I gotta stop talking. They're really hammering me with these things. Like, those missiles jump the wall, basically. Oh my god. You also used to be able to jump on that wall. I can't believe I got screwed up with that. There's a wall near the finish line that's on the left, like a brick wall. You used to be able to jump on that. Or maybe it was like a wooden... Yeah, it was like a brick wall in the original version. And you used to be able to, like, kind of grind on it almost. Like, you can actually get on it and ride on it. But now if you fall on it, they'll reposition you. Like, Aku Aku will reposition you into this, you know, as if you, like, went off out of bounds or something. And that's something I wish they kind of fixed, but... Or maybe they did fix, I don't know. Because I haven't really tested it since how many patches, how many Grand Prix went by, but... for something tells me that they didn't fix it. Alright, this time I'm gonna get some lead. Little air brake there. Oh my god. Alright, now we're a little bit more in the groove. If it's not for these missiles. I swear, someone picked up like a triple missile before. I didn't know AI characters can do that. And I don't know why I put that beaker there, because I'm pretty much the only guy that's taken that shortcut. Yeah, I missed it blue, but I want to make sure I got that T. The blue flame. Alright, I got a good lead going. Too much of a risk to take that shortcut. I find like I hit that that little shortcut where you can basically like skip the whole U turn or horseshoe. I find that I make it like 50% of the time, so not worth it. If I play online, I'll try to go for it the first, like if I don't have blue fire, I'll go for it on my first lap, but then after that I just, it's too risky. Let's see if I can maintain this then. Nope. I always try to like do a little like air hop break thing, but like it's tricky because you have to make what the I hit something. Okay. It's tricky because you have to make sure you're not braking on the ground. You want to brake like I'm trying to air brake on flat ground. I think that's very hard to do because then you end up just braking on the ground if you mistime it, and then you just lose your momentum and lose your blue flame. But that's usually the way I do when I go through that figure 8 area, because it is a tight turn. But maybe I can get through it without air braking. Oh my god. Imagine I lose. Alright. Alright, now we got it. I'll do the relic race. I have a new follower, Meister Legend. Thank you. I don't know if you guys were able to see that on my screen, if it comes through in the broadcast, but always welcoming new followers. And I hope you guys enjoy the content. Alright. Polar's such a weird character, because like in the Insane trilogy he has this like roar, like I mean in the Naughty Dog version he has a bark. You know, bears don't bark, as far as I know, but yeah, let's give him a little Mad Max flair. Yeah, the Naughty Dog version he barks, and in the Insane trilogy he roars. And wait, gotta go this way. He roars, and this one he's like, he almost has like human laughter. I don't know, it's weird. I can never pin down exactly like what type of character Polar is in terms. I mean I know he's a bear, but in terms of like his actual character, because he seems to always be changing in terms of what he's able to vocalize. And then I love what that they did this. So there was a Grand Prix where they had this like mysterious door in the Lost Ruins area, and you needed to find this like marking on the door in order to actually unlock a secret character, which was the chicken, King Chicken, as they call him. I like to think he's the chicken from Crash Warped in like the medieval levels that you get to shoot with a bazooka. That's just because I'm pretty sure that's the same model in the Insane trilogy. But was there a King Chicken in like later games? I'm unaware. Oh, I messed up. My goal is pretty much to get gold on this. Not really trying to go for platinums or anything. I love how the relic races and the CTR challenges kind of bring a new way to approach the race. Like they actually show you, it's a good way to train in the original version, I think, and in this version obviously, because it's showing you different ways to approach parts of the track. In ways that you wouldn't necessarily be able to figure out in a regular trophy race. Whew. Hey, how's it going? Polipa Entertainment. How are you? Oh, overshot. Have you unlocked all the characters from the Grand Prix? Is your pit stop cleared? Or are you still working on like extra stuff like paint jobs and that and all that? Yeah, it's a lot of it's a lot to. Oh, I actually got the platinum. I was barely even paying attention to what I was doing. Alright. I didn't even get nearly as much boxes as I thought I would have needed for the platinum. If you had to pick a favorite track, what would you choose? In terms of both the Naughty Dog tracks and like the new tracks, or like the, you know, post Naughty Dog tracks. Mine personally, for the Naughty Dog tracks, maybe Papu's Pyramid? Roost Tube. See, yeah, for me, Roost Tubes is a great track whenever I need to, like, grind in order to get extra skins for characters, because it's a very quick track and it's a very relaxing track at the same time. And it's a fun track, too. I love the aesthetic to it, the whole underground, underwater theme. And Mega Mix Mania was a cool one. I feel like I need to get more practice on it, though. Because I can barely ever make that shortcut.
Great. You've earned a relic.
Now, where else? Let me go to another, My favorite post Naughty Dog track might be... Let me bring Joe into the mix. Favorite Naughty Dog track... I mean, a post Naughty Dog track would probably be... You know what? I know this is a very... Like, a lot of people find this level very boring. But I kind of like it. I like the Twilight Tour, the first Grand Prix track. Like, I like the warped, kind of like Arabian level theme, and then it's also really fun to do Ultimate Sacred Fire or Blue Flame on for me. But in terms of like just Nitro kart tracks, I really like. Yeah, it's alright. Like, it's not like the funnest, but in terms of like cool shortcuts or anything or like that, but. I find that on Twilight Tour I manage to do pretty good whenever I'm racing online. Like, I usually always am at least on the podium by the end of a race.
Sneaking up on you.
But what was I gonna say? I really like what's it called? What's the underwater level for Nitro Kart? It's like Ruse Tubes, but more with like the octopus or whatever. Like Deep Trouble or something like that. I forget what it is. Like that one's a fun one, I think. But oh, Deep Sea Driving. That's right. Yeah, that one's alright. There's another one that I really like, but I can't think of it at the moment. I guess Clockwork Wumpa is a fun one. Actually, Hyper Spaceway is really fun too. Yeah, Hyper Spaceway or Electron Avenue is actually pretty good. But I probably like Hyper Spaceway a little bit better. Even though those are like really like long, complex tracks. Yeah, I actually on this channel I've streamed the entire Crash Insane trilogy. I played Wrath of Cortex. I played Nitro Kart. And obviously the original Naughty Dog games, but I've actually never played Twinsanity. I've never played like Mind Over Mutant or Crash of the Titans. Which ones have you played? Oh, Crash Bash. I've played, yeah. You can find like 30 episodes of me playing Insane Trilogy on my channel, Kev Plays on YouTube, or on here on, you know, my channel on PlayStation. Nice. What's your what would you say is your favorite of the main Crash games? I always wanted to play the Game Boy Crash games like by Vicarious Visions. They always looked pretty cool, almost like a Crash 2, like side-scrolling spiritual successor. Put him in a wizard outfit. I'll have to be a wizard to win this relic race. Like my favorite Crash game, I think, probably Twinsanity or Crash of the Titans. Okay, I've heard great things about Twinsanity. I just never was able to play it. And I've heard Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant are actually good games. A lot of people are just down on them because of the whole, you know, the design change of like all the characters are very probably the most different out of the entire series. But I still think they're, from what I hear, they're actually supposed to be great games regardless. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty. People are pretty divisive about it. Either they're fine with it, or you know they're kind of more. They kind of cling more to the originals, but. Are you excited for Crash 4? Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that game. It looks great, I think. And I like how it's gonna... It's not necessarily like, retconning the older, or like the post-Naughty Dog games. It's actually like implying that they did exist in alternate timelines, but because of what happened in Warped with like the whole time twister, like that these timelines are kind of like going in and out, and that like there will be like references to like Wrath of Cortex or like you know, Crash of the Titans or Twin Sanity throughout. I think that's really cool. And I think that's like, it makes sense in the story, and it makes sense.
The victory was mine from the beginning.
And it makes sense just as, you know, in terms of maintaining like maintaining the universe across all the generations, and kind of like, not that like a lot of people think fan service is a bad thing, but I think for Crash games it's kind of a good thing. And I'm glad that like everybody like across the board is just happy with like, especially with like this game, CTR, Nitro-Fueled. I love how they included all these like post Naughty Dog characters. Like originally there were so many like Naughty Dog fans that were like, no, don't do that. Like that's gonna, you know, we don't want any of these like strange post Naughty Dog characters. But I love that they're in this. Like I think it's great. And I've come to actually love some of them more than, like, some of them have become like some of my favorite like little characters to play as. So. I don't know if I'm satisfied with that Sapphire relic, but for now I'm just going to keep it that way. And maybe I'll come back to it.
Ray, you've earned a relic.
Radical. Okay. Let's go to Blizzard Bluff. Let's get a little Penta Gentleman.
Yeah.
As in late in the night? I mean, right now it's 8:52 Eastern, U.S. Eastern time. It's the only time I pretty much have available in order to do it. What time is it where you are? Oh, yeah. So I guess it's a little like late night a little late night viewing for you. But yeah, I'm in the US, so it's all uploaded though. It's all recorded on my channel to watch anytime. I just do the live broadcast typically, usually at like 8 p.m. US Eastern time. Nope. Did they put a letter at the shortcut here? That's the question. No, they do not. Where do they put it? Oh, there they are. Let's try to get back in the groove of this. Alright. Let's go 8th to 1st in 2 laps. Oh, come on. Yes, I will. From the games they've shown for what will be on the PS5 at like around launch or within like the year or two, I'm excited for Horizon Zero Dawn 2. The Ratchet and Clank game looks good, even though I've never really been that much of a Ratchet and Clank guy. But yeah, it looks good. There's another game too that caught my eye. Oh, there's a game called Returnal. Looks like a really cool game. Like a new Sony IP, it looks like. How about you? Are you gonna get it? Like, I picked up the Jak and Daxter collection for the PS3, and I enjoyed that, because I kind of missed out on those games during the PS2 era. And I was thinking, I do have Ratchet, like, the only Ratchet and Clank game I actually own is Ratchet and Clank All for One, which I know is kind of like a... It's not really hailed as, like, one of, you know, the best. But, I mean, I did play it for a good amount. Like, I was able to beat it, and, like, I was trying to go for the Platinum Trophy. Do you think you'll get the PS5, like, as soon as it launches, or are you gonna wait for, like, them to, like, you know, in case there's any bugs or any problems with the console? Me personally, like, the PS4 I'm playing on is the base PS4 that I got, like, at launch, and I haven't had any problems with it. So yeah, that's the thing, like, I want a PS5, but I'm not, like, I'm not so, I'm not that eager to, like, transition yet, because there is some games that, like, obviously Crash 4 is going to be a big game in the fall. I'm also going to be playing the new Tony Hawk remaster, Tony Hawk 1 and 2. So those are 2 games right off the bat in the fall that I'm going to be preoccupied with. So I can at least wait till there's some games on the console before I that I really want to play before I start to buy it. Oh, God. Alright, now I just gotta win this. Don't get run over or anything, or missiled. There we go.
You win when I won.
If I was to get into Ratchet and Clank, do you think that I should? Because I heard that the original PS2 games, like Trilogy, like what they did with the PS4 remake, they made it so Ratchet and Clank kind of get along more. But I heard that game's great as a remake, but they wanted them to get along more because that's just like a more... It just seems more fitting for those 2 characters, their camaraderie, I guess. But you think it should be the remake that I start with, or should I actually get the Ratchet and Clank collection and kind of like see how it used to be, how it was originally presented, like with their relationship kind of being strained in the beginning and but then becoming friends, I guess. Because that, like, I kind of like that kind of earning their friendship instead of just them being automatically friends because they're just like, you know, iconic video game characters at this point. But I would kind of like to see how their relationship started. That's just what I heard. I heard that the original PS2 versions or like the PS3 collection or whatever, like showed that like Ratchet and Clank, they didn't really get along at all, like especially in the first game. But I heard the remake's amazing, and it's cheap. It's cheap too, so I probably should just pick it up because I like platformers. There's not many platformers these days, instead original like new games, that is. Okay, let me go do the relic race. Change into a quick. Go into the samurai penta ninja. What do you think of Crash, the new Crash game, having... Apparently it has, like, over 100 levels in the game, which is more than all three original Crash games combined. Do you think that's a good thing, or do you think that will get, like, tedious or repetitive? Like, I personally like the idea of it, as long as it's, like, fresh every time. Every level is not just, like, a rehash after rehash after rehash of, like, some old level. I messed this up. I'm gonna start over. Oh my god. Because supposedly it's supposed to be like a $60 game, which is, you know, like, I would want there to be enough content to make, to kind of, I mean, I'm gonna buy it no matter what the price is, but I would hope that there's enough content to kind of justify being a $60 game. But you're... Yeah, like, I do think it might be a little too much. I just hope that they're not going by quantity and they just focus on quality, basically. Like, I hope they didn't just, like, say, yeah, 100 plus levels just for the sake of it, instead of just, like, making the amount that they feel is right for the pacing of the game and all that. Oh, I'm messing up. No good, no good. I'm not satisfied with this time trial, but we'll see what happens. I'll take it for now. If I need all golds for 100% for the alternate ending, then I'll come back to these levels that I've only got Sapphire in, but... Now I think I should be able to do maybe one more little quick route. No, but Tiny Arena is kind of long. We'll see. Maybe this will be it. Why is there an elephant noise in this song? I don't get it.
Great. You've earned a relic.
Alright. I think... Yeah, because Tiny Arena's a little long. I'll save that for next time, I think. In the meantime, we go and save. Alright, we're making good progress, I'd say, for hard mode. Okay. Well, it's been fun. It's been a fun hour. I'll be signing off, and yeah, for anyone out there watching, if you want to take it upon yourself and rate, comment, and subscribe, feel free. And other than that, stay safe, stay healthy, keep a clear head, and I will catch you guys next time. And thank you, Pelpa Entertainment, for joining me in this this hour. Even if even if it's just a one-on-one, I always appreciate any company. It's always fun. All right, everyone, take care.